All right, welcome to this episode. And today we're going to start off with, I was at the AC/DC concert this past weekend in Tampa, and I want to talk with you throughout this video, not just about the villages, but about all the fun things that you can do that are really close by. The concert at Raymond James Stadium was fantastic. And I was told by my friend I had to wear these and they flashed. So we're going to take a look. I'm going to show you a picture here of what it looked like when they darkened the lights and everyone had these little horns on their head. It was fun. And I never saw AC/DC. You know, I'm a Bon Jovi girl, and it's definitely a headbanger band, but it was awesome. It's a funny story though. You should know this. If you're going to a big venue, we got the Uber from the hotel because we spent the weekend and had no problem. But I thought, you know, the guy saying, oh, book the return Uber, you know, towards the middle of the concert. Don't do that. Make sure you reserve it ahead of time. I think on Uber you could do it 90 days because, so the concert, they started playing around a little after 8:30 maybe. And 9:45, I went to order an Uber and nothing after 10 o'clock. And I even tried up until 11. It wasn't going to work. So, and my son was on the floor with Carly, and his dad and his stepmother, they were there. But I knew I was running out of battery in my phone, and I knew there was no way I was going to be able to keep the phone on long enough to see if I could get a hold of him to tell him he needed to bring us back to the hotel. So we had to leave early. We left around 10 o'clock. But from what we saw, AC/DC was killing it. Angus is amazing at 70, what he's doing. And the cutest thing though, and I didn't get a photo of it, there was a man there with his son, and they were both dressed up in that schoolboy outfit. It was really cute with his noise canceling headphones. That'll be Clara and I next time Bon Jovi's in town. So anyway, all right, let's get back to the seriousness of the villages, and we're going to talk about a couple of different things. But before we get started, take a look at this. So if you're looking to purchase a home here in the Villages, Florida, you have to check out my website, RobynCavallaro.com. You can register online and begin your MLS search. Well, you can search for homes everywhere in Florida, but it'll enter your information and I can follow along, see where your saved searches are. I can set them up for you. And most importantly, we can keep in constant communication of what is new and coming that matches most of your criteria here in the Villages, Florida. So be sure to register RobynCavallaro.com to begin your search. All right, thanks everyone, and let's get back to the video. We're back. So we're going to talk about which village is the best village or section for your lifestyle. So I'm going to talk to you a little here, and then I'm going to take you to the computer to show you the map and what to expect. So first off, you know, we're going to get into the neighborhoods for walkability and entertainment close to a lot of shopping. I want to just show you some of the neighborhoods that might be better if you need to be closer to medical. Then we're going to talk about where you should live if you're an avid golfer. If you're looking for accessibility to a lot of amazing walking trails, we're going to go over those areas. If you're looking for investment potential, I'm going to talk about that. And while we're talking about investment potential, I do have some opportunities for you to get more in-depth discovery on how to properly select a property and getting your vacation rental home set up. You can get on a consultation call with me, a single call for about an hour, or I do have a package of a 5-hour set. No, it's not all 5 hours at once. We'll break it up over 5 calls with specific topics or topics that you really are interested in getting a deep dive. I can consult you. Now there is a fee for this service because it's I want to say technically it's real estate related into your purchase, but this is more a deep dive from my experiences and my buyers' experiences in the rental home setup getting ready from purchase to your first tenant. So you're going to want to look for that. I'm going to have that all on my website. It's coming shortly. You can also email me with any questions, but I think you'll find it enlightening. I did have my first consultation call last week. It was very successful. They were very thrilled with the information that they were getting. And again, it's not just talking about real estate and taxes. It's actually diving into the things you need to know about purchasing an investment home here in the Villages or in Florida. And a lot of the information you can take away with you for other short-term rental opportunities you have throughout the country. We're going to talk about where maybe some of the quieter neighborhoods are. So with that said, the first thing we're going to talk about is walkability to entertainment and shopping. So let's go to the map, and we're going to take a look at some of the areas that would work for you if you want to be close within walking distance to entertainment. All right, so in this first segment, we are going to look at the map, and on your, I guess it's the right-hand side, you'll see the map. On the other side, there are some listings, and the top ones are going to be mine. And I can't get rid of this, so we have to look at this entire map. All right, so when it comes to medical, now I just want you to see here, up here is Route 42. Right in this shopping plaza, I'll show you, there's a shopping plaza like right here. Publix is there and the VA clinic. So you have restaurants, shopping, and the VA clinic right here. Now, and just so you know, there are urgent care facilities located throughout the community, and there are medical facilities located throughout the community. But in my experience, what I have found, most of the major medical institutions, physicians' offices are concentrated over, where I see where this says here, the Villages Hospital. I'm going to highlight that. Okay, that's Spanish Springs right here. This is Spanish Springs Town Center. So this road here, 27, runs throughout the state. And this is where you can find all your big box stores. There's BJ's, Sam's Club, Best Buy, all your big restaurant chains are here. Everything you would typically need. There's Kohl's, there's Target. Now, we are getting these in other areas, but right now this is the major concentration. A lot of the physician offices are here. I do not use the medical facilities here because I live way down south. Keep going. Keep going. I live down here. So down here, right off of Warm Springs Trail, there's what somebody used to call Doc in a Box. It's a Sinai Medical Center, and they're internists, so they do everything. And they're right around the corner from my home. So I use that facility. If I needed to go to the hospital, I would probably end up going to Leesburg because that's closer than that Villages Hospital, which is now taken over by University of Florida, up near Spanish Springs. But the highest concentration of shopping and medical is going to be up in this area. And you can see how many homes. These are all these little bursts are homes that are available in that section. So if you haven't already signed up to search on my website, you want to do that. You can limit your search by area. So all the major shopping, all the big box stores are here. Now, they're not that far away. It is 11 miles from my house up to that area. But if you're in that 466 region, it's not very far. And also, which I think is if you have mobility issues and you want to be close to a Walmart and, you're still close to the shopping over in Spanish Springs, though, and I'm going to highlight, it's this piece here at 466. Polo Ridge, which is up in here. And then I call this the Lynn Haven section. This is 472 and 466. This whole corridor here, there are a lot of homes here. You're about 2 miles from Lake Sumter Landing there, but everything you could possibly need is in this section of 466, with the exception of a major hospital. But there's insurance companies, gas stations, banks, Starbucks, Culver's, your big chain sit-down restaurant, quick-serve restaurants. There was a veterinarian there. That's where the old charter school was, which is now moved down south. But this concentration of shopping here is all golf cart accessible. I believe the Walmart is not. The Walmart is down here on the corner. I don't think you can get there by golf cart, but I'm not 100% sure. If you know that for certain, please make a note in the in the description box. You can go down and make comments. Any comments you have are always welcome. It helps the channel grow, and please subscribe. It helps. But yeah, so all of this section here, you are going to find shopping. Golf cart accessibility here and down here. Now, again, this is all, there are a lot of homes within this section and all different price points. And then once you get just north of 466, all of this piece in here, this is all golf cart accessible. Again, that Walmart piece I'm not 100% sure about, but you can get everywhere by golf cart. So if you're looking and maybe you can't drive, or you only can drive short distances, you might want to consider these specific areas for your next purchase, because it's close to the shopping that you need and you don't have to travel too far to get there. Again, my name and number is located throughout this video. I'm always available for a phone call, text message, email me with questions. If you're in the area and you want to book a home tour, or you want to book a campus tour, I or Tina or Katie will be able to help you. I do have 2 people that work with me because we are getting busier, and I need to have other people assist me, even if it's in the beginning stage of your search. Like, say you're coming down here and you're not really sure, or I might not be available, and Tina might have to take you out first, or Katie takes you out first, and then I can join in afterwards. Please know that you can and will be taken care of. Okay, so now remember, there's always shopping everywhere. So within the villages, this is the map, and Buena Vista runs north and south, and Morse. So when you're on the east side, the west side of Buena Vista, I'm going to take a break. All right, sorry about that. Got a phone call. All right, so Buena Vista runs north and south throughout the community, from 44 up to 42 past Nancy Lopez, up into that Marion County section. You'll find shopping on the west side of Buena Vista here at 466. Then again, down here at 466A, and over at Brownwood. Okay, so then Morse runs north and south on the east side of the community. Again, you will find shopping. So this is Morse here, runs here up into Spanish Springs. So they're shopping at Spanish Springs. The only thing which is a little strange is on the east side of 466 and Morse, you won't find a supermarket or anything. You have to go down to here, 466A, and you'll find Publix, Walmart Family Market. There are a couple of restaurants, Dunkin' Donuts, PDQ. Is it Bob Evans that's there? McDonald's, banks, gas, everything is on that side. And then when you get down to 44 over by Roham Rec Center, Lake Deaton, there's my favorite Paisanos supermarket. There's furniture store, gas, bank. There are CVS and Walgreens throughout the community. And then again, you're going to find shopping here at Magnolia Plaza off of Warm Springs in the south. And then they're building shopping down here south in the very new section. But you're always close to shopping. And like I showed you earlier, the medical facility I use is right across the street from my house. So it's very close by. So, and for the most part, everything is golf cart accessible. Some areas might not be. But let me tell you this about the golf cart. And I tell people this when they're in my car all the time. You will still use your car. Do not purchase a home based on golf cart accessibility only, unless that you can only drive a golf cart. If you can only drive a golf cart, you want to stay in the areas that are close to all the shopping, but really anything is 3-4 miles away. It's not that earth shattering to get anywhere. So just consider that when you're going to buy. You will find shopping within 3 miles of your home without a problem. We have several supermarkets. So list them over here. Publix, we have the most. We have Aldi. Aldi took over for Winn-Dixie. We have Sprouts, which I like. There's a lot of plant-based organic foods there. We have Fresh Market up on 466, which I don't know. I've been in. They got some cool stuff, but I wasn't happy with their produce a couple times I was in there. Aldi, great prices on produce if you want to shop generic. We are also, Target is opening up a super store on 466A, right over here. And then you're going to find the new Walmart is, I'm going to show you right down here at 44 and more. So that's going to be sweet. It's going to cause some traffic there. I'm sure they'll adjust the traffic flows, but again, there's shopping and medical close by everywhere here in the villages. So I hope you found this section informative. Next up, we're going to go back to, where are we here? We're going to talk to golf lovers. Okay, so next, are you a golfer? I mean, like, you're really a golfer? So we're going to talk now about golfing opportunities here, because obviously this is a huge golfing community. Pickleball as well. There are pickleball courts all over the place. And they're easy to get to, but golf, because you need a golf cart, I don't want to say it's a little bit more challenging, but we're going to talk about that, and I'll add a little bit more about the pickleball courts, and we'll go to the computer for that. But you know, we have 2 types of golf courses here. We have the championship courses. They're located throughout the community. And I'll show you here on a map. There is a map that indicates where all the golf courses are. And there's a special website devoted to just golfing in the villages. But the championship courses are all pay to play. And that simply means that no matter what your status is, you have to pay green fee. These courses are open to the public, so anyone can golf here on the championship courses. And it's a different rate structure, depending on if you're a member, resident, non-member, non-resident. So there's a different fee structure, greens fee structure, and by time of year, it changes as well. And then we have the executive courses, and those courses are available to you as a resident. And it's part of your amenity fee. So you do not have to pay to play. If you are riding your golf cart, you will have to purchase a trail pass, trail fee. And I'll show you that here. Make a note of that. We're going to go over the trail fee. I'm going to show you that on the computer. And we're going to go to that website so you can see everything you need to know about playing golf. If you have guests and they want to play on the executive courses with you, there is a small fee for that, and you can find that on that site. So I'm going to show you where all the golf courses are, and a lot of good information if you are a golfer here, and where the perfect home for you may be. Of course, you know, this is always your opportunity to explore different areas, and if you have any questions, you know, call me, text me, email me. If you're looking to stay in the villages, I want you to check out my rental property. It's in the village of McClure, which is south of 44. I call it Clara's Cottage. It's named after my oldest granddaughter. And you can book a stay. There's a section on my website that allows you to do that. And if you have any questions or concerns, you can call me. All the rates are available. If it's blocked out, of course, you won't be able to book the date. But if there's a glitch or, you're not really sure, I'm always available. Email, text, phone call. And you can use this home if you're displaced. If you purchased a property and you might not be ready to move in for a couple of weeks or a month, you can use Clara's Cottage for your displaced stay. All right, so I'm going to talk all about golf. All right, so let's talk about golf. Now you can see here, Golf the Villages is a website dedicated to golfing. So just gonna select here, and all the information that you will need about golfing here can be found on this page. Gives you a list of tournaments, and most importantly, over here, the course maps. And you can download it. And here's a map to all the golf courses. The executive courses, we have 42, are in orange, and you can see they are located throughout the community. The green indicate the championship courses. So now the championship courses primarily all have 27 holes. I think, is it Shallow Creek may still only have 18, but they have 3 9s. And what makes them championship, obviously they're a little bit more challenging. They're maybe par 4, par 5 on a couple of holes, but they do have a pro shop and restaurant attached to the golf course. So, and those are also open to the public. Anyone can shop there. Anyone can dine at the restaurants attached to championship course or country club. So what that means is, they'll call it Belglade Country Club, Bonifay Country Club, and all are the property, the buildings are owned by the developer, and the companies operate the restaurants. So there's different food purveyors that operate the restaurants. So they all have different menus, but again, anyone can eat at any of the restaurants. And it'll show you which ones are the pitch and putts and practice facility. So here's the putt and play in Fenny. But they also have here, this Sarasota practice center is the one over by Colony. They have 466A and Morse, where you hit the ball. They've got the green in the center of the water, and people attempt to hit it in the water, and sometimes they hit the green. But yep, so that's there. And then like I said, all the information, golf, fees, membership enhancement rates, everything you need is going to be on this website when it comes to golf. Again, we'll go back to the menu, and you can see, if you're an avid golfer, that this is 42 up in the north, and we'll travel south. We don't have, now this is near Shady Brook and Moultrie Creek. This is the Fenny area. So you can see we have a few more, but the highest concentration of courses are going to be in the middle right now. So if you are a fanatic and you don't want to be too far away from a golf course, maybe the middle section works for you. Now, what you should also know about golf carts. So if you're going to play an executive course and you don't have your own golf cart, like me, you can ride along with someone. You can walk the executive courses. Now, I believe you cannot walk the championship courses, but if you are an executive course and you don't have a golf cart, you can rent one at the local championship course. So you would have to go to the championship course, the country club, get the cart, rent it, and drive it to the executive course that you want to play, and then you would be able to ride the course. There's a fee for it, but also, again, remember, even if you have your own golf cart, there is a trail fee that you have to pay, and that you can, let's see if I can find it here. Well, it's here somewhere. course, off the top of my head, can't find it, but it's here. But here you can see then they have all the golf courses listed by name and the number. And those you can book a tee time in advance, or you can call the starter shack if it's short notice, or you can just go over and say, hey, can I walk on? Those are your opportunities to golf. So again, if you're an avid golfer, you might want to consider where you're living. If you want to be close to most of the facilities, if it doesn't matter, obviously, then you can pick anywhere, but golfing is a big deal. And just remember, we also, within this, we don't have a map with pickleball courts, which we should, but the recreation centers. So on thevillages.com, you can find all of the recreation complexes. And usually the regionals will all have pickleball courts, the neighborhoods, there are pickleball courts all over. And when we get into clubs in another segment, I'm going to show you where to find all the information about the different clubs and what they have available here in Florida, in the Villages, Florida. All right, so golf courses, where to live if you want to golf. Done. Next, let's see what I have in my notes. So next, we are going to talk about Greenspace and walking paths. So let's get to that. For you nature lovers, you want large walking paths, big open spaces with some beautiful scenery. I'm going to show you a couple of areas that might work out well for you, and you might be surprised where you're going to find them. We do have lots of paths. Some of them you can ride your bike on, you can rollerblade on, you can ride your, not scooter, like motorized scooter, but, those little things like you rent in the city. So there's a lot of opportunity if you get great exercise here while you're in the Villages, Florida, to build a healthy lifestyle. So let's go take a look at that. Okay, now, you've heard me talk in many videos about districtgov.org, and I am back on this very informative website, and under the recreation tab, I'm pulling up trails and parks. So here you can discover where our parks are, dog parks, nature trails, and pathways. And this will help you with the tunnels. I can't really speak for the golf cart paths because I don't have a golf cart, but everything you need here, you can find. This website is invaluable. So you definitely want to make sure you have this saved somewhere. And this talks about the nature trails that we have, places to walk, open spaces. Now, you're going to find, this is up north over by Lake Meona, the Black Lake Walking Path, Fenny Natural Springs, Hogeye Natural Preserve, Homestead, and Springdale. Well, these three here, these three are going to be located south of 44. This is up in that Marion County section because you can see the address. Hogeye Preserve is over by Fenny Grill and Fenny Rec Center. But here's the map of where it's located. So make sure you just take a look. And what's new in trails and parks are here too. So this, again, this will keep you organized, and it will also keep you up to date on what's going on. And also, you can book a lifestyle stay at the Villages, or you could book a lifestyle stay at Clara's Cottage, and we can treat you to the same, almost the same, bells and whistles that the Villages has. My rental might be open at times when there's not. So think about that when you're coming, or call me, because I do know a lot of people that have rental properties. If you're looking to stay and you might not be able to get into one of their lifestyles, you can get into a home. We can take you around and ensure you have great experience when you're discovering the Villages for your next move. All right, so that was a short one. It's really meant for you to explore. We have everything. We have got places for you to go and play and walk and run and bike. They also have those outdoor workout things, which I think are pretty much worthless, but I use it as swing set. When Clara comes, we'll go she'll go play on it. But anyway, all right, so in the next session, pay attention. This is for you investors out there who might want to purchase a second home or a vacation rental home here in the Villages, Florida. Now, again, for investment potential, we're going to go to the map. I am going to show you my opinion on where some of the best places for you to purchase a rental and what you should be looking for. I do have a video dedicated to rental home, like setup and everything. It's a long one. You can check that out here. Also, if you're looking to purchase a pre-owned home in the Villages, you must know you need to have MLS and VLS representation, so you see all properties available, because when you live here, you have a choice. You can list your home with a realtor like myself in the Village, in the MLS, or you can choose a sales associate from the developer, Property of the Villages, and you can list it there. Please understand, no one can sell your home faster and for more money. Okay, that's some serious propaganda I hear, which is not necessarily true, and also there are no statistics to back it up. Nothing easily found. You have to go dig, so just be careful when you deciding where to list your home. Okay, so let's get to the investment property side of things. All right, so to start with, I think you and your attorney, financial planner, accountant should have a long, in-depth conversation about making a purchase for a vacation rental before you start. This is not meant to be financial or legal advice. This is just my opinion on what I've done and what my buyers have done when it comes to short-term rental or just a rental property. A lot of people will buy them when they're a couple of years out, and they'll rent it for a year or two, and then they either move down here full-time or they start coming down as snowbirds. So there's a lot of different ways that people purchase. My suggestion is always to look for positive cash flow, or as close to positive cash flow as you can get. Now, again, I do have a consultation. We can get on a call. You can book the package. We can go in depth with everything from soup to nuts, from property selection, cash flow, return on investment, how to set it up, where to get the property managers, where to get insurance, how to market the property, how to set up the property so it's marketable, professional photos, video, all kinds of things. We can do that in these consultation calls. It's a lot of great information, which is why I actually put it together as a package, and it is available for a fee. But you will find it valuable, and there's a lot of bonus giveaways, how to set up yours. I think I have 10 or 12 different editable documents for you to set it up, a welcome book, all the information on how to set your business up here in Florida, sales tax information, how to register your business, investment calculator, cleaning checklist, all of those good things are available, and that comes with that 5-hour consultation program. I call it a Kickstart Blueprint for your short-term rental here in Florida. All right, so, but when it comes to property selection, I would say pick the area, find the house within the budget. We can get into the weeds on talking about turnkey or not turnkey. It all depends on what your situation is. But when it comes to short-term rental, in season, that's January, February, and March, you could rent a tent in your front yard and somebody will rent it. Those are not the months you really have to worry about. And those are the bones. So the January, February, March are going to pay most of your bills. It's the off season that's going to make you the money. How do you market, and where is the best potential to purchase a property for short-term rental success in the slower months? And my opinion, you need to be closer to a town square. that's where you're going to find people will start from there and move out. So they're going to look around Lake Sumter Landing. They'll look around Brownwood. Well, let's get up. Let's so you can kind of see a little bit better what I'm talking about here. Okay, so that's way up north. This is 466. So in and around Lake Sumter Landing, in and around Spanish Springs, in and around Brownwood. But people, I think the hot ticket is south of 44. I think anywhere in here, you are going to have success. Now, south of 44 is going to be a long-term investment. And I've been saying that for a while because we're still developing infrastructure. And what do I mean by that? I'm talking shopping, restaurants, stores, those types of things are all coming as they normally do. Now, what will happen is this is 470 here. This is where you got off before and it went straight across over to here and then you came up. When I first moved here, that was 2 lanes with cows on either side. And I knew where to turn because they had a stagecoach right in the corner here. And of course, if I knew if I hit the prison or what I call NASA, that concrete crushing plant, I call that NASA, it looks like space shuttle there, then I knew I went too far. But you can see they've changed the traffic pattern and they're going to develop out here commercial. Now, it's going to take a while. So nothing is going to happen overnight because they're still building homes and they're starting to get really into the infrastructure. Where I live by Magnolia Plaza, that Publix is now max the gills. Like half the time, can't even out of season, it's hard to get a parking spot in the shopping center, which is good for business. But they will start to develop this. They're developing in here right now. That's why I think this section here, Fenny, DeSoto, McClure, Linden, Monarch Grove, parts of DeLuna, and Marsh Bend are great investment opportunities because these are the areas that will now be the Golden Triangle. They're going to be located between Brownwood, Sawgrass, and Eastport. And we also have Edna's for entertainment options over in Marsh Bend. Those are going to be the hot tickets. And the bonds in this section here were a little lower because those homes are 2018 builds and newer. So remember, again, whenever you're looking south of 44, Fenny was original. That was 2017, 2018, and newer. So the homes are all newer in this section. Those bonds are lower. So for example, my home was built 2018. The original bond was, I think, $14,000. When it got to where my rental is, just up the street, a half a mile, the bond was a little higher. You go across the street, the bond's a little higher. So they keep creeping up to where you get down south of 40, into this new section. I was in this house here. That bond's $46,000. It's whatever. It's 4 bedroom. Well, I don't want to get into the weeds about that house, but it's 4 bedrooms. It's $325,000 now, but the bond is huge. The bonds are huge. You need to factor that into your situation. If you're looking at a new home might be right for you, but weigh out the things you need to do in the new home compared to what you might not need to do in a pre-owned home. But I think this area is the hot ticket if you want to buy an investment property. Again, if you're going to have a lot of questions, and I do have an initial consultation call which you can set up. It's $300. We're on the phone for an hour. I'll answer all your questions. I have a lot of great information. I do give you some bonus giveaways. But the mother load of the bonus giveaways and the things that you really need are going to come when you book that 5-hour consultation package. So if you have you need any more information, call me, text me, email me. So take away from this section. If you're looking straight investment property, you want to get for short-term rental closer to the town squares. Now, if it's a long-term rental, I don't think it really matters where you buy it because people are living here full time. If it takes them an extra 20 minutes to get somewhere, so be it. And I also think keep under 400,000. but that's my opinion. But it depends on what your objective is, and we can talk about that at another time because I do have answers to those questions. All right, so that's the skinny on where you should buy an investment property. Last but not least, we're going to get into quiet living. All right, so now you want to know, where is it a quiet place to live? Well, I'm just going to use this disclaimer. I think a lot of the areas are quiet. It just depends on what type of noise you feel is noise. So when we get to that, my opinion, there are certain sections where there's a road behind you. Just know that most of the time that road traffic is going to alleviate itself in the evening and in the early mornings when you might be sleeping or enjoying your coffee out on your lanai. But sometimes the road behind you isn't always a bad thing because, you know, if you have a neighbor that's really close, you can't tell them to shut up, but the road will shut up eventually. And I'm not talking about my neighbor. My neighbors are great. Plus, I have a patio villa, so everybody's on the other side. I never see or hear anyone. But just keep that in mind. And sometimes, even if there's a busy road behind you, you might not be able to hear it in the home. So your level of what will bother you is going to change. I can't judge that for you. That's why when I go and look at a home for someone, I do stand outside with my phone so you can hear it if you're not here. Or if you're with me, I said, let's go stand outside. I want you to hear and see everything, because you may decide, hey, that's not that big a deal. I'm okay with that. So just think about that when it comes to quiet neighborhoods. Let's go take a look and see what I think about what's quiet here in the Villages, Florida. All right, sorry about that. Got a phone call. All right, so Buena Vista runs north and south throughout the community from 44 up to 42 past Nancy Lopez up into that Marion County section. You'll find shopping on the west side of Buena Vista here at 466. Then again, down here at 466A and over at Brownwood. So then Morse runs north and south on the east side of the community. Again, you will find shopping. So this is Morse here, runs here up into Spanish Springs. So they're shopping at Spanish Springs. The only thing which is a little strange is on the east side of 466 and Morse, there you won't find a supermarket or anything. You have to go down to here 466A, and you'll find Publix, Walmart Family Market. There are a couple of restaurants, Dunkin' Donuts, PDQ. Is it Bob Evans that's there? You know, McDonald's, banks, gas, everything is on that side. And then when you get down to 44 over by Roham Rec Center, Lake Deaton, there's my favorite Paisanos supermarket. There's furniture store, gas, bank. There are CVS and Walgreens throughout the community. And then again, you're going to find shopping here at Magnolia Plaza off of Warm Springs in the south. And then they're building shopping down here south in the very new section. But you're always close to shopping. And like I showed you earlier, the medical facility I use is right across the street from my house. So it's very close by. So, and for the most part, everything is golf cart accessible. Some areas might not be. But let me tell you this about the golf cart. And I tell people this when they're in my car all the time. You will still use your car. Do not purchase a home based on golf cart accessibility only, unless that you can only drive a golf cart. If you can only drive a golf cart, you're going to stay in the areas that are close to all the shopping, but really anything is 3-4 miles away. It's not that earth-shattering to get anywhere. So just consider that when you're going to buy. You will find shopping within 3 miles of your home without a problem. We have several supermarkets. So list them over here. You know, Publix, we have the most. We have Aldi. Aldi took over for Winn-Dixie. We have Sprouts, which I like. There's a lot of plant-based, organic foods there. We have Fresh Market up on 466, which I don't know. I've been in. They got some cool stuff, but I wasn't happy with their produce a couple times I was in there. Aldi, great prices on produce if you want to shop generic. We are also, Target is opening up a super store on 466A, right over here. And then you're going to find the new Walmart is, I'm going to show you right down here at 44 and Point of and more. So that's going to be sweet. It's going to cause some traffic there. I'm sure they'll adjust the traffic flows, but again, there's shopping and medical close by everywhere here in the villages. So I hope you found this section informative. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that. So no matter what your lifestyle is here, there is something for everyone. There's a neighborhood that will fit your needs, your wants, and look, God forbid, you move in and you're not happy, you just call me, we'll put it on the market and sell it, and you buy another one. It's the Village's way. All right, everyone, thank you for joining me on this episode. And my name is Robyn Cavallaro. If you want to buy or sell a home here in Florida, this is my new phone. You can call me. I'm your girl. And by the way, with that intro, can you guess what my favorite AC/DC song is? I don't know, maybe you can. But here, I will tell you a funny story. Back years and years and years ago, when I was first married, my first husband was in the Army, and I was teaching aerobics at Fort Rucker, Alabama. We used to call it Mother Rucker. But I used to use Back in Black for my, what we used to call ab workout. Now we call it a core workout because it had that beat, and it was great for a stomach workout, for your core, for your ab workout. So guess what my favorite AC/DC song is? And tell me what yours is. And until next time, when my next concert? I don't have one planned. I have one, a small one coming up in Orlando, but I'm just waiting for Bon Jovi to hit the road again. So anyway, all right, until next time, I'll see ya.